Hello. Okay, looks like we're going live. Hey everyone, my name is Adrian Pangilinan. I am one third of the Film Collective. Just kidding. I'm actually stepping in for Trixie today because our friend over here is, doing a lot. Sent her lots of love and healing as she does not get sick before a performance this week. So I'm stepping in as the host for Let's Make a Scene episode five, or the fifth episode, y'all. And we have Marissa and Jeric. Who wants to go next?
Jeric can go.
All right, I'll go. I'm Jeric, writer, actor, improviser, basically anything you need me to do. I don't have too much to be promoting right now, but I do have a podcast that is currently on hiatus, but I did find some extra episodes that'll upload for the holidays. It's called The Imps. You can just find it on theimps.buzzsprout.com.
Cool.
Okay, take it away, girl.
All right. Yes, I am Marissa Rojas. I am also one third of the Film Collective, filmmaker, cinematographer. I'm coming back to YouTube. Nothing really to promote right now, but yeah, I make videos and stuff. That's me. And here as an actor today.
Yes. It's been a minute for all
I
of
wrote
us.
what we're doing today.
Yes, Jericho Rosales. No, I'm just kidding. He's going to be our director for today, and I'm going to be actor and host for Let's Make a Scene. So, I don't like that outward. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so, also the first game that we're actually going to play is, I don't know what you would call it, but basically we're gonna show an item, and then you're gonna try to like take up as much things, um, all bars, no bars held, what you can do with this item. So we have two items. So the first one is, let me get my life together. Hold on. It's this. Oh shoot, my bad. Bam! A shovel. What would you do with a shovel? And the the clock starts now.
Okay.
No, actually, I think we like that background music. Hope you guys can hear it.
I have it.
Mm,
We got 20 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, so we're gonna go with Jeric. Okay, so let me stop sharing this.
Okay, so I just go through all of them, or
I believe so, yeah. And then we will
Okay.
see if it's which one. Oh wait, how does it look again? I think it's the one that has the most unique ones, right? Or something
yeah,
like that?
yeah, most unique. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll
Go.
check off the ones that like he has. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go, Jeric.
Okay, so the obvious one is dig a hole, but I don't know if we're supposed to write ones that it's obviously for. Knock out a
That's okay.
robber. Protect yourself from the rain. A magnet finder. A beaver chew toy. A bottle cap collector. A poor pogo stick. A improvised seesaw cannon. Um, an accessory for the runway, a half of a pooper scooper, and a
Oh, I got
lightning
that
rod.
one.
There, you had 11.
Dang. Okay, Jeric totally beat me, but because like I
Right.
had two,
It's
I had
okay.
two of the same though, so technically 9, but he still beat me. But I'm just gonna run on my list. So
Be
I had
curious.
Yeah, go
a
for it.
murder weapon,
Mm.
and then I said after that, tool to hide evidence because you murdered someone.
Oh,
Utensil to eat a bunch of mashed potatoes. To like remove snow. To rescue like endangered two animals. Like, what if they're like in a river and they're drowning and you can scoop them up? I don't know. And then I said to
use
build a
what you got.
massive sandcastle because it's a huge shovel.
Mm.
Yep.
That's all good. I mean, honestly,
Those
that's
are
a
good.
whole lot more than what I would come up with creatively.
Yeah.
I always think of very like visual stuff. So
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry. It's only because I've had to play this kind of game before for improv classes, so I'm used to this kind of thing.
Okay, y'all. Great job on the first round. So the next one is drum roll. It will be.
I don't think you can pick up on my mic.
Huh?
I was trying to do the drum roll, but I don't think it picks up on my mic.
It didn't. It didn't hear anything. Okay, so here is the next one, and let's get it going.
Uh, are we still doing more?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and the clock starts now. Okay, 15 more seconds left here.
this one's hard.
Yeah, this one I'm having a way less.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. I'll give you all one more minute.
Oh,
It's
you don't
not
need
like
to
we're
do.
in a rush for time anyways. I think we're perfect 37 minutes in. So keep going, y'all. Okay, 30 more seconds. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Okay, so since we went with Jeric last time, we're gonna start with Marissa Issa. Go, girl.
Okay, I only have 3, so it'll be quick.
I don't
Oh,
worry.
I
It's
put
okay. We
I
want to hear
put
it.
eye protector, and this one is a little more explanation. So basically, if you've ever been on a film set, sometimes they use like tennis balls to cover up like stands that have like pointy like if it's like
oh, I see. Yeah, I've
perpendicular
seen that
and like
before.
eye level, then like you can use it for that. Um, projectiles to protect fortress. I don't know. You can throw it at people that are enemies, and then to plug up huge leak. Like if you have a huge pipe that's leaking, you can just put a tennis ball in there and it'll stop it.
Yeah. How many was
Works.
that? Was that 4?
Oh, it's 3. Just 3.
Was it only 3? Okay. Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
Okay. So the first one's a little weird. It's just I remember seeing this from B movie. A Beast Water, because that tennis scene. a if you don't have a lint roller, you can use this as a lint collector. Um,
Mm.
a color blind test because of the color of it. A window destroyer. A dog attractor.
Mhm.
Because of all the lint, it's a hair replacement. When you have to tell your kids, we can't go to the McDonald's play pit, we have one at home. A black eye maker, extreme ping pong ball, and static electricity generator.
Dang, those are all good.
Actually, I want to add one.
Okay.
Coming from Dan's, like, we would use it as like a roller for like sore muscles, like
Oh.
like your shoulder blades. And
Yeah, I
then,
would never come up with that one.
oh yeah, and then after that with a tennis ball, then you ball to like a golf ball because it's harder. So it's just fine. Okay, y'all. So we, y'all, sorry, this is my first time hosting. Okay, I'm just like,
Now you're good.
No, you do you. We're improvising.
Yeah.
improvising. And well, plus I'm here at a coffee shop, so there's an added layer of like being seen. But okay, so before we actually get to the second part of the the episode, there you go. Let's call it, let's make a scene. As if it is what you're doing. Actually, since Thanksgiving is in 2 days, I'm curious, because of the things that we were talking about right before we went live. I'm curious to see two things actually. Like, in comparison to the beginning of the year to now, where are you at in time and space? And then also, what is one thing, or maybe if you want to name a couple of things that y'all are thankful for. Um, and I guess for me, I'll start since I asked the questions, and you guys could have some time. So for me, we're on the 11th month of the year, y'all. That's crazy. Oh wait, there's a comment section. Hold on. Oh, that was me. Just kidding. On the chat, I was like, hey y'all. Um, so for me, I'll be honest. I think um, a lot of people know. Like, it's been a hard year, y'all. It's really been a hard year for a lot of us. For me, and like specific reasons, But I think just kind of looking at how the year started to like now, I'm like, it's a true testament to like, if you really set your mind in something and stay really resilient and like just kind of make it happen no matter how hard each day is, it happens. It'll happen, and that nothing is ever too hopeless or impossible to not keep moving forward. So that is my state of mind and heart right now. And one thing that I'm thankful for is actually being here with you guys. Because it's really a change in routine. Kind of doing what I'm doing almost every day. It's like sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, this is the end of my life. Like this is it. So real talk, that's where I'm at, and that's one thing that is the thing that I'm grateful for. I guess I'll ping pong it to Jeric, and then you can add it more stuff.
Yeah, this year has been interesting. I think for everyone, just being stuck inside for so long, it really took a toll on everyone's emotions and just feeling cut off from the world. But also, I think it gave me a chance for like some self reflection, and I was able to reach out to some people that I haven't in a long time, and um, it just felt I just was really thankful that even after all this time, it felt like we were like nothing had changed, and that our friendship wasn't based on that we had to talk to each other every day, but just that we uh it sounds mushy, but love each other. And also it was supposed to happen sooner, but also there's some projects that I'm finally trying to get off the ground, so maybe I can actually talk about them in the new year. So fingers crossed, but it feels like I'm thankful that I got through all the low points to see how to the top I can get, I guess is the way to put it.
Thank you, Jeric.
My turn. Yeah, thanks, Jeric. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely share a lot of the same sentiments as both of you, where it's just like, I mean, living through a pandemic hasn't been easy, and even now, even though we've been through it for almost 2 years now, let's just say, it's I don't think it's gotten easier, you know. Sure, maybe things are a little bit safer, at least where we're at. But yeah, I think for me personally, where I was in the beginning year and to where I'm now, I'm not saying that like nothing has changed. Things have definitely changed a lot. But I would say like for me, it's hard for me to explain like kind of where I'm at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm in a bad place. I'm in a different place than I was. I think I'm definitely um and this doesn't just have to do with like the pandemic, but I'm definitely in a phase of my life where uh though as much as I am like comfortable in like facing myself and understanding what I need to do internally, it's still uncomfortable. It's always going to be uncomfortable, and it's kind of just understanding that what I needed in a particular season of my life in the past may not be the same thing I need in this moment. And right now, I'm in a moment of like, okay, what is that next thing, or what is it that I need to do for myself right now? And I'm also like learning that, I think it's very easy to kind of, always be like, I'm in a transitional phase of my life, whether it's like, people who are just graduated from college, or maybe you just quit your job and you're on to like the next thing. It's totally fine to acknowledge that you're in a transitional phase, but to not get stuck in the mindset of like, I'm on my way to something else. Cause I think there is a danger of like not appreciating what is happening in the moment, even though it doesn't feel like you have your footing in something solid or stable or structured. You're still living life, and there's still value, and there's still things to be grateful for, and again learn from in every given moment. And it's not to say too like you're allowed to be sad and feel whatever emotion you're feeling, but to not just always be in transition. Like you're here, life is happening here, whether if it's hard, it's hard. I get it, but also to just not always look to the next thing, or even wish that you were back in another phase, a past phase of your life. So I know that seems like very vague, but like that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just like understanding that I'm here, and I don't need to wish that I was my past self, and I also don't need to like rush to be the Marissa that I'm supposed to be tomorrow, because like right now I have to pay attention to Marissa today, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean that's a big way of saying like I actually put in my 2 weeks at my job, and I think Adrian knows that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And it really was just like time for me to move on. And it's as much as like I believe is the right choice for me personally at this moment in my life, it's still scary to not know what's next for me, but hey, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, everything you said was actually very specific. You know what I mean? Because like two things that came up from personal experience. It's destination addiction. I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm like. You know, like well, I know Marissa. I'm not sure if you've heard Jeric, but I received an award for my um, another award for my short film, and
Oh,
Congrats.
congrats! Yeah.
I received it. Thank you all. But I'm gonna be honest. Yesterday, I was a shit show. It was bad. It was really bad.
Mm,
And
mm, mm,
just having the day to reflect on like why did I feel that way.
mm,
First, it's probably because of um, shame. Probably
mm,
because of imposter syndrome. I'm like, am
Mm.
I allowed to be happy? Because like while I'm suffering in some ways, the world is suffering. Like you know what I mean. And then also to the other one that this reminded me of is like giving ourselves the permission to like be happy. Because if you can't even be happy now, then how are we ever gonna be happy when like
yeah,
small wins are actually ever gonna be happy when the big wins happen?
yeah,
So
yeah. To like again, like think that anything externally, again, it's not to say that you're not allowed to be grateful for an award or a new job or XYZ, but understanding that everything external like everything could be perfect external, but the minute it's not, who are you left with, and what are you left with? And it's what's inside. And like, again, not to be like all mushy, but like that's the truth. It's like if you're not happy with yourself first, it's like it's very hard to just like be okay, you know, when things do get tough externally. Yeah.
Funny you're mentioning all that stuff because one of the people that I got to spend time with this weekend, they were specifically talking about like they want me to be in the present and like not be focused on like the the goal, just be uh like you said, it, some of it went over my head, but like just being accepting of like where you are instead of like um fighting things that may or may not be in your control and just being at peace.
Yeah, for sure. Peace is a good word for it.
That's a good one too. Yeah. No, thank you for this break time session.
Yeah, thanks for this,
So how much is the therapy session going to cost?
therapy.
Right? It was like I really needed it, but it's funny because I like nothing was planned. I was like, it looks like we still have a lot of time. I'm like, what?
Let's have some therapy session. It's group therapy.
It's been a while. I mean, I guess for me, the last thing I want to say after before I ask you all any final thoughts. It's like, yeah, I mean, the world is open again, but it's like it still is like it's very fragile.
Oh yeah, super delicate.
Yeah, it feels like at any moment we could go like everyone's ready to like things to go back to normal, but it could just as easily like go back to what was a year ago if we're not careful. So
yes, and send heart emojis to your friends. That's it for me. What about y'all?
Yeah, no, I mean to anyone watching or whoever watches this, it's just like to be gentle. Like I think I think whether it's from other people or even from ourselves, like I think we're all expecting each other to just like kind of like know how to cope with the state of the world, but like also like to not forget that like we're still living life. And like not only like today, like I had coworkers that had a cold or like a flu. Like that's still a real thing. Like just because COVID doesn't mean like every other sickness or every other hardship is gone. Like that's just something that we're all have to be conscious of. But we're all dealing with something. It's just like be gentle with yourself. Also, it's fall. It's or I guess winter, almost winter, and it's like you know uh seasonal affective disorder is a real thing, even if you're not diagnosed with that, but it's like a real thing. We all kind of feel slower and not as motivated as we'd like to, so just like give yourself that grace and like that compassion because it is hard. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Jeric. Last thoughts, concerns.
I guess it's just building off everything before is just being honest with yourself and just um I feel like a lot of the time with culture of just like the goal and just like toughing it out and just saying like I just gotta like focus on doing this, like it doesn't matter how I feel now, it'll be worth it at the end. But or it's like no, I don't need to talk about it because I'm gonna like just power through it and like I'll just get over it. And I feel like in general people just need to be honest, not just with others if they need help or if they're struggling, but with themselves, because there's you only can go at 100% before you just spend all your energy, and then what do you have left?
Very well said, my friend. Very well said. Okay, I don't know how we segue out of this, but say, shit. No, I'm just kidding. Amen. Whatever. Okay. So actually, while you guys were talking, I was trying to think of like, how does this work again? And then I remember. Okay, so I remember that we do like one round of like just reading it, reading it, right? Just kind of
Yeah, I think so.
read.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah, we do a table read session, and then after that, then we start the charades, the hoo-has.
The way I remembered is it's like we do the read, but then I can still say like new choice, and then the next time we do it, then I can say like different things of like this is your motivation or
Give me a script.
new choice on how to say it, or new choice on something, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's your show. You're the host. You can tell me how I'm directing.
Oh no, you're the director, so you can
All
tell me
right.
how to write down. Okay, let me see. Let me pull up the script. Oh, wait, do y'all have a copy of the script? You guys
Yeah.
have-
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Wait. Well, it's actually on the next screen. Okay, so Jeric, um, wrote a script called "Tugging on My Heartstrings." Um, so Jeric is going to be reading the what do you call them? What do you call them?
The narrator,
Oh yes, he's going to be the narrator, and then
or like reading the actions. Yeah.
yes, reading the action lines. Jared, do you have any specific choice on who do you want to play each character?
No, because I didn't know who was gonna be in it. I didn't have like a particular person in mind.
I want to
So
be the thief.
okay. So you're gonna be Max, and then
Oh yes,
Adrian, you're gonna be Ari.
the prodigy violinist.
Yes.
Oh, it's Ari. Okay. Ari.
How did you think I was gonna pronounce? Just curious.
Huh?
Oh, well, I was just curious. Like, what did you think it was pronounce it?
Ari.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm ready. Let's get it going.
Okay. So, interior upscale restaurant. Violinist Ari sits alone as they wait for their date. He keeps fidgeting and looking around.
I'm sure it's fine. They probably got lost. You're overthinking this, Ari. It's only been a second.
New choice.
It's only been a century.
New choice.
It's only been a latte.
Thief Max rushes in and is out of breath.
Sorry, I'm late. I was watching you on Netflix.
Okay, I'll put on that then.
It's it's. Oh wait, is my it's okay. It's okay. I just got here too.
Oh, perfect.
Max catches her breath as they sit down.
I was worried you wouldn't be here, and I have to explain that you stood me up.
New choice.
That you got kidnapped.
New choice.
I was worried that you'd be here, and I explained that you thought I had a 6 toe.
Oh, okay. I would never. I mean, these kinds of things gotta happen on first date.
The two share glances, but look away as the awkward silence between them grows.
I almost didn't recognize you, considering you're a redhead in your profile picture.
Oh, thank you.
Ari blushes and can't maintain eye contact with Max.
I'll be honest, you don't look like your photos, but I do like your tie. This tie.
New choice.
I'll be honest, you don't look like your photos, but I do like your sarcasm.
New choice.
I do like your compliments.
Okay. Thanks. It runs in my family.
Max rubs her hands and looks around.
Did you bring your violin?
I did, but I'm still not sure why we need it for dinner.
Oh, the best thing to go with dinner is a song.
New choice.
Is some Michael Bolton.
Okay. Sure.
Make sure.
Of course, the best dates always have romantic music to set the mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just testing.
Ari pulls out his violin case, and Max is about to grab it when Ari pulls the violin out of the case.
How much did you say it's worth again?
Oh, it's priceless because my grandma passed it on to me before she died.
New choice.
It's priceless because it was given to me for an Instagram raffle contest.
Okay.
Oh, sentimental value definitely will mean it can sell for more.
Excuse me?
I mean, sentimental value means we can sell our love story for a rom-com movie and make millions.
Ari gets flustered and starts to zone out.
Love story?
Max grabs Ari's hand, and they share a long look into each other's eyes.
That's right, and the best way to cement this date is with some music.
Ari nods and plays his violin, and Max is in awe that when Ari finishes playing, Max is wiping a tear from her eye.
Wow.
Thank you. It's really it's nothing. You should see me when I, freshly, rehearsed and try again after.
New choice.
You should see me when I, have dinner and have some coffee, and rehearse my lines and I play.
New choice.
You should see me before I go to bed. I go to bed.
The roles have reversed. Ari seems confident and happy, while Max is now unable to focus.
Where's the waiter?
I can't take it anymore.
It's fine. We did decide to go on a date when you gave a million likes on my Instagram.
New choice.
So it's fine. Because we did decide to go on a date when you confessed your love for me through a unexpected recording.
New
And
choice.
we did decide to go on a date when you almost had a heart attack.
Max stands up and holds her hand out to Ari.
Ari, I need you to come with me.
I'm already with you at the cafe.
New choice.
I'm already with you at the cafe.
Okay.
No, Ari, I mean that I need you to come with me to the back of the restaurant.
But Max, it's only our first date.
I understand that, but seeing you play that violin made me realize something.
And what is it? What's that?
The music you played with those hands reminded me that I love a good nail bed.
New choice.
Reminded me that I want to know what muscles fingers can do.
Wait, no, not new choice. I just wanted to hear you say that again.
Oh, okay. Reminded me that I like a good nail bed.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll go with it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I know this is a lot to take in, but
Ari puts his finger on Max's mouth.
You don't need to say, my grandpa always said that you should eat lots of broccoli before you go to bed.
New choice.
My grand-gram said that you should always forgive those that hurt you.
New choice.
My grand-gram said that having a good cup of coffee in the morning is the best way to start your day.
is that a yes?
It's more than a yes. It's a yes.
New choice.
It's more than a yes. It's a definite. Sure thing.
New choice.
It's more than a yes. It is a hell.
The two leave the restaurant holding hands while Max steals the silverware from the tables they pass by. End scene.
Jeric, that was great. That was really
That was funny.
funny. Everyone's like looking. I'm like,
I was wondering what it's like to do it out in public.
well, come here next time.
We'll do it all live and enact it all
Right? That's gonna be
with
the next
walking and
edition
everything.
of Let's Make a Scene. It's gonna be like live, like real live, not live stream, but live edition.
live.
Live. There you go.
Yeah.
Graham said live.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeric, so for this next round, what would you, being the director, what are you, any changes that you want to make?
Let me.
If you need some time, go ahead.
Okay, so instead of it being a thief and a violinist, it is and a date. It is now a play date. So it is Max is actually the Gram, and Ari is the young child.
Okay.
They say that one more time. So, who is Ari?
You're still going to be Ari, Adrian. It's just you're now a little child, while Marissa is
The
Gram because it's
Gram.
a play date instead of a regular date.
Oh, I got it. Okay. What about the blankets behind you? Does it want to say anything?
No, they're taking a nap. Don't mind them.
I've been wanting to make a comment for a second. It looks like.
I didn't have time to clean it. Okay.
You're good.
I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm ready when you all are.
Same.
Yes. Do we need the? Did
Okay.
I didn't have the last time actually. Like, do you think we should have the screen, the action? Okay, let me put this on. Let me try to have the screen.
All right. Ready for the next reading?
Yes.
Interior upscale restaurant. Child Ari sits alone as they wait for their play date. He keeps fidgeting and looking around.
I'm sure it's fine. They probably got to us. Overthinking this, sorry. It's only been 10 years.
Your choice.
It's only been since lunchtime, since Grams made her food.
Gram Max rushes in and is out of breath.
Sorry I'm late. I was picking up your Popeye's prescription.
New choice.
I was knitting a sweater for my dog.
It's okay. I just got here too.
Oh, perfect.
Max catches her breath as they sit down.
I was worried you wouldn't be here, and I have to explain that you ran off with your friend. I don't know.
New choice.
I was worried you wouldn't be here, and I have to explain that you were you didn't like me anymore.
Oh.
I would never. I mean, these kinds of things happen on first dates.
The two share glances but look away as the awkward silence between them grows.
I almost didn't recognize you, considering you're much taller than last time I saw you.
New choice.
I almost didn't recognize you, considering your mom gave you that awful haircut.
Ari blushes and can't maintain eye contact with Max.
Some look like your photos, but I do like that hosting.
New choice.
So not much with it, but I do like how people do shit.
New choice.
You don't look like the service, but I do like that we are blessed with the
Thanks. It runs in my family.
Max rubs her hands and looks around.
Did you bring your violin?
I did, but I'm still not sure what you needed for dinner.
Oh, the best thing to go with dinner is a symphony.
New choice.
Is Itsy Bitsy Spider playing on violin.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, of course, the best playdates always have nursery rhymes to set the mood. You know what I mean?
Thank you for fixing that.
Yeah, you're good.
I was just
Ari pulls out his violin case and Max is about to grab it when Ari pulls the violin out of the case.
How much did you say it's worth again?
oh, it's priceless because you gave it
New choice.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
very good. Oh, it's priceless because it was handed me down by the guy next door to the street, down the alley. You know what I mean?
Wait. We're just gonna go forward.
Sentimental value definitely will make it mean it can sell for more. Sentimental value means we can sell our memories for coming of age film and make millions.
Thank you again. Ari gets flustered and starts to zone out.
Big deal.
Max grabs Ari's hand and they both smile.
That's right. And the best way to cement this playdate is with some music.
Ari nods and plays his violin, and Max is in awe when Ari finishes playing. Max is wiping a tear from her eye.
Wow.
It's pretty nothing. You should see me when my mom changes my diapers.
New choice.
Thank you. It's pretty nothing. You should see me when I just freshly put a rosin on the stick that I use to play the violin. You know what it's called? The bow. There you go. Bow flex.
Okay. The roles have reversed. Ari seems confident and happy, while Max is now unable to focus.
I can't take it anymore.
After facts, then decide to go on a play date, gram, when you almost had a heart attack cooking dinner for the tragic day.
New choice.
I'm sure it's fine. You did decide to go on a play date when I caught you having sex with your neighbor next door. He's like 50 years younger than you. Gram.
Max stands up and holds her hand out to Ari.
Alright, I need you to come with me.
But I'm already with you at Casa del Prado.
New choice.
I want you with you at the eternity all the way.
New choice.
I'm already with you at the brink of my puberty. I just need one more second. I'll get there.
No, Alright, that I need you to take me home.
But Grandma, it's only a play date.
I understand understand that, but I see you play that violin made me realize something.
What is it?
That the music you played with those hands reminded me that I used to play violin as a
Your
young
choice.
girl. It reminded me that I hate violin music. I know this is a lot to take in, but
Ari waves his finger at Max.
You don't need to say it. No, because you say that when in doubt, you put your hand into the mouth to shut it down.
New choice.
You don't need to say anymore. Fake Graham Graham because my real Graham Graham said that on my Instagram Graham that I can post whatever I want to post before bedtime at 9:45 p.m. Pacific time.
is that a yes? Like, are we done here?
It's more than a yes. It's a blast.
New choice.
It's more than a yes. It is a trip to nostalgia link to our Starbucks next door.
The two leave the restaurant while Max steals the silverware from the tables they pass by and see. I didn't realize all the implications I had with changing it.
It's okay. That's okay. I know what you meant.
Why I feel like why does our characters like reflect? No, I'm just kidding. It has some of the perfect coincidences of who we are. I feel like if Marissa and I were to ever go on a date, I feel like it'd be like that. Jared, what are your thoughts? What you think?
No, you two did great. I'm just embarrassed by what I came
It's
up with for
okay.
the second version.
It's okay. It's okay. No, we turned it around.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Actually, I have a question. How long, like, because for not only for myself, but I guess for Ed and Marissa, and also like, for anyone that's like wondering here, future screenwriters, filmmakers, like, for this one, how long did it take you to put this together? Yeah.
For this, well, it helped, of course, because I got a prompt to write it, but I would say it took maybe like an hour and a half, like to write it, like, and that's including sometimes when I would get distracted with other things. But it's, if I'm being honest, once you have the idea, it becomes a lot easier, as long as you can focus. Put that caveat there, but yeah, just I'll say this: it's okay to try and write when you feel stuck, but also, again, the going back to like being honest, it's like if you feel like you're not making progress, then it means that you're stuck and you need to change something to keep writing instead of just like I'll keep writing words until something makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was actually gonna ask, like, I myself, I think that's what I struggle with when it comes to like I think like creative, like writing, like creative writing, it's like one thing, but then like writing for something like this, just more structured. For me personally, I think I've always struggled with like keeping going or like knowing like how to develop kind of like the story and like to keep driving it forward.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if it's specifically like to keep it going, I find um I only write when I feel like I'm excited about what I'm writing, because no matter what, even if no one else is reading it, you're still your own audience, and if you're not excited to see what your story is going to become, uh why you don't have a reason for other people to be invested, if you're not. So
Yeah.
you just
Okay.
find something that engages you and keep writing from there, and like don't forget that feeling.
That's a good advice.
Oh, that was really good actually. Thanks for the reminder. Um, how are y'all feeling, Jeric?
Uh,
What performances? What do you think?
yeah, no, I think you two did great, but I'm also gonna be honest, Adrian. Sometimes when I just said new choice for you, it was literally because I don't know what he said, so I don't know if it was good or bad. So I'm just gonna say new choice until I hear something or I see Marissa laughing, and I'll be like, okay, we found something. Let's keep going.
That helps actually because I'm like, it's funny because for like, I mean, it's good to actually for me personally speaking that I like got into the character. But I forgot that I was at a coffee shop.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, we have
Um,
10 minutes. How are y'all feeling? I think that's my question.
uh,
Are we gonna try one more, or should we plugs? How are y'all feeling?
I think the two was good.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like now it's just like
Feel the same way. Yeah.
closing thoughts or just like
yeah.
things we want to talk about because uh well, you two are probably going to keep talking to each other like because you're to get but also I don't know the next time I'll see the both of you.
Oh, I mean, I mean, this is fun. I mean, this is like, again, this is what we do. We
Yeah.
do this every other week, right, Adrian? And obviously life is insane and like it's hard to like meet up and like do stuff in person nowadays. But I mean, Trixie and Adrian and we met up and we're really trying to get back and do like, in-person stuff, whether it's like meetups or even just like obviously getting back to like our roots of like making things. I haven't actually brought this up to either of them yet, but we were thinking about, being able to make, our scenes, right? We did like scene recreations
Mm,
back before the pandemic, and how to do that, but do it like on a fairly consistent basis. When I say that, let's just say like maybe every other month. Again, it's hard to get people together, and even if it's just two of us and not all three of us, maybe two of us are there, and then we get the help of other people or other actors want to be it because we also obviously we're collective, but like we don't want it to be about the three of us all the time. And we're kind of in a position to bring in other people. Obviously, here with Let's Make a Scene, we have people like yourself, and then whoever else wants to participate. But in terms of like making scenes again, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with like master shots when it comes to like filmmaking and like cinematography. So there's kind of a couple different definitions for master shot. A master shot kind of just like when you're shooting something. Basically, it's like the wide. So like when you're seeing two people talk, it's kind of like the wide shot establishing. Like for instance, for our scene, you get a wide
mm,
shot of the two in the restaurant at the table. But there's also master shots in filmmaking where they're kind of like it's kind of like sentences and like sentence structure where it's just like it's shot a certain way and it communicates something, right? Like the
mhm,
classic, I think a good one that most people can imagine is like in horror films when they don't show the attacker or show the monster, but that there's something there, that someone's being chased, and it's
mhm,
by the way that it's shot, the sequence is shot, is that they're being chased, that they're gonna die if they get caught by this thing. So basically, there's a bunch of master shots that are used in just about every film, television show. That, of course, it's not like it's identical, but they use the same techniques. So, back in the day when I was in film school, me and one of my best friends, who is a cinematographer slash like gaffer, we went out and we shot a scene in an hour, and it was based off
mm,
of the technique of making, like, again, it was an unseen attacker scene where you didn't see the monster. I just shot it him running away from something, but I put in sound effects later to kind of give the obviously illusion that there's a monster. But yeah, I basically had a source material to um, work from. So I used a scene from American Werewolf in London, if you're familiar with that film. So basically, I used that scene, but obviously I changed it to
mm.
fit our setting. There was no dialogue, at least in my scene, but you could add dialogue if you wanted to. So what I'm proposing is that we like take a scene that is already done, or like even just like a technique that's already done, We can take it from a film, a TV show, and then instead of using the actual lines, we can basically do the same scenario or a similar scenario, but add our own, obviously, narrative to it. But again, the way to make it a little bit more sustainable is that we can plan everything beforehand, but we only have 1 hour to shoot it.
Huh.
And then from there, obviously we can decide who edits it and who shoots it, who directs it, etc., etc. But again, this is something I'm just voicing because we have time. But obviously, me and Adrian will talk to Trixie when we get time. But that's something that I think would be a little bit, obviously, in the same vein of like what we used to do with like scene recs, but a little bit more simplified and like constrained so that we're still making something, but it's not like so like big production. It's just like it's going to be a minute or less. It can even be 30 seconds, 15 seconds, even if. But again, we only have 1 hour to shoot it.
Yes.
And I mean, most of the work is always going to be the editing, but that's always a given when it comes to.
It's just granted that it's also way less editing because you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, because you only have at max an hour worth of
And
filming.
again, I can explain this better like once we sit down and talk about it. But that's definitely something that I hope that we can at least very much try it. Give it a test run.
Yeah.
We're able to practice everything that we have always set out to practice, but again, on a smaller, more, I guess, attainable scale rather than trying to do like a 3-minute scene. Like that's basically trying to do like a mini short film.
Yeah, I was gonna say just from an outsider's perspective, I was like, oh, that's interesting because it's kind of it's not quite the same, but the 24-hour film thing, but just even more condensed than that.
Yeah.
And seeing, it's always interesting to see what someone can do in a time constraint, especially like even that. So I'd be interested in that kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely again like there's even a cinematography book. I mean, it's called Master Shots, and they lay out the whole thing. I mean, I think it's really based for cinematographers and directors. But again, you can go look up the scene. Like there's one from like Fight Club where and like you can like hear the dialogue, but again, you don't have to use the dialogue. You can kind of just like, it doesn't even have to be about Fight Club, but you're still going to shoot it as if it's a Fight Club scene. And I think again, there's value in that because like if you're someone who's into that genre, you're gonna want to shoot that tone or write that tone, and it could it could be anything. Any film.
It's not quite the same, but I kind of see it as like when someone is I don't want to say like tracing, but like in a drawing, you're doing it so then you get the feel of it, and like you're understanding why it's done in that way.
Yeah.
Even if you don't quite understand it before you start.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, just to like, I know we only have like a few more minutes left, but first of all, it's a great idea, and second, I think it actually makes holding more essential because not only are we doing scene recreations in that way, we're actually practicing technique.
Yeah, practicing a technique. Like again, like we are taking source material, but again, we are taking our creative liberties with it. Like again, someone can, replace the dialogue. Obviously, yes, we'll use the actual like shot techniques, lighting techniques, etc. But again, we are injecting our own story onto it, which I think again is just bringing it to the next level of, being filmmakers, storytellers.
Because, like this, like after Jeric, like pointing it out from the get-go.
Yeah,
he may have taken a little bit longer to do it, but the fact that it was like source material already, it's only that thing,
Yeah. So I have like all of the things that like again to show, and like again once we talk to Trixie and eventually when we talk to other people who might be interested, it's like it's very, again, I think it's very doable, and there's a structure there, and I think constraints and structure sometimes really elevate your creative ability, because it's like, well, you kind of know what you're working off of, but you still have ability to again inject your own viewpoint, tone, whatever it is onto it.
And less
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say is like, yeah, it's I think that's a good thing about the constraint thing you were saying, because with anything creative, because basically anything goes as long as you can be creative about it. I think having those constraints helps you focus it, because you're not thinking of every single possibility. It's like, okay, I can do anything within these constraints. So
Yep.
what can I do in there? And then
Yep.
it's a weird kind of freeing to know you can't do this, but I can do anything else.
Yeah.
And then you know what you want to do.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that's my idea. Again, we'll talk about it at greater length.
Yes, y'all.
But
It's like what I'm
yeah, no, thanks, Jeric, for being director.
Yeah, I had fun.
I think we're at time.
Yeah, and you too, Marissa. Thank you all really for
Yeah, of course.
showing up and like the little thinker blinker says down there. We hope you enjoyed our massive class. So before we officially end this, let's do plugs. I'm gonna start with Marissa. We're gonna end with
Okay, I'm putting my at here on my display name right now.
oh yes,
This person
Marissa.
may rock. You can find me on Instagram. You can also find me at Marissa Rojas on YouTube. Rojas is spelled Roxas. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Anything you're working on that you
I'm working on my YouTube comeback, so I think I'm just gonna backlog as much as I can before the end of the year, and maybe even just have a January 2022 premiere. But we'll see. Yeah,
Nice.
but I mean, I'm definitely coming back. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yo, Jim.
Okay. So like I said, my podcast is on hiatus, but I do have 2 more episodes I'm going to upload before the end of the year. So the Imps, just look it up on any or podcast directory, or just go to the imps.buzzsprout.com. And I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully I'll have a web comic coming out sometime in the new year. I don't have any details yet because we're still figuring it out, but hopefully people around our age can relate to trying to be creative, but also trying to balance your life with everything else that's going on. Yeah.
And Adrian's been doing a lot of stuff.
Everyone, everyone up here, y'all. Okay. I think for me, I'm just here. I'm available. Like what Marissa said, I'm doing a lot, but I'm on Instagram, y'all. Instagram, Google, and I think the thing that I really wanna, like the last thing I wanna say is like, if you ever need anyone to talk to, available. Because on top of like our hustles, and I think it's very important to you know, yeah. I think you guys catch my drift. There you go. Y'all, happy Thanksgiving. We did it.
We did it. Happy Thanksgiving,
Yay.
everyone.
Yeah.
Only
Eat a lot.
few more days. Yes.
Yes.
And on that note, y'all, happy Thanksgiving and thank you for watching tonight's episode of Let's Make a Scene, whether you watch it live or on replays. And we are definitely grateful for you. And that is a cut, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Good